morning, everybody. This is Byron Belka calling in from Spanish Fork, Utah, and hopefully you had a great holiday season, and hopefully you're excited about what the future holds here with Rain International. 2012 is going to be an amazing year for all of us, so I'm excited to get on again tonight and get things going. I want to congratulate everybody. From a global perspective, December typically seems to be a month obviously where people focus on their families and different things like that. So, usually in all the years that I've done network marketing, if I can kind of sustain volumes and we can just get through December, I'm kind of excited. But once again, ever since Rain International has taken over, every single month just seems to get better and better. And so December so far, guys, was our best month as far as global volume. And, November was our best before that, and October was our best before that, and January is already ahead of schedule over December. So, guys, congratulations. Something's going on here, and I just want to congratulate everybody across the globe because it was a global effort. And, as we get started this week on this topic, you're going to see that the email that went out said week 6. They're talking about systems of duplication, and you're going to probably wondering why I've got week 7, overcoming concerns, on the screen tonight. Well, there's some things that we're going to launch. They're going to help as far as some different systems of duplication are concerned. And I want to make sure that when we do that week that I've got some new things to kind of go over and explain. They're still working on 1 or 2 things to get everything kind of ready. Just some additional tools to help. And, so we're going to go back to that week once everything's ready and prepared. So, this is still yet another thing that can really help people in their businesses. Overcoming concerns, objections, and obviously making people commit. Now, what happens a lot in this industry is I notice is, sometimes people get good at inviting, and that happens because we do that more, and then we present, once you get past the inviting, we present, and then you're going to get better at that. But what people sometimes tend to do, and it wastes a lot of our time, is we just leave it open-ended. We don't know how to overcome the objections, and when it comes to time for, the end of the presentation, we don't tie it down. We don't make the commitments like we need to, which we can drag out the process, and we can waste a lot of time. And none of us have time to waste, guys. I think a lot of us know what is in store for us and ahead of us. And the most valuable commodity that all of us have is time. We can't get it back. Once it's spent, it's spent. So we got to make sure that when we're doing things, we're doing them effectively. And so what I'm going to talk about tonight are some ways to, help with overcoming concerns as well as tying things down and committing people so that we don't waste our time. So as we get into this, week 7, one of the most important things is I was always going to talk about is making sure that we're in the right mindset, that we have our belief levels where they need to be. Guys, you need to know that when you're talking to somebody, when they're hearing this opportunity, when we're presenting to them, that this truly is a multi-million-dollar opportunity for them. You're offering somebody a chance to change their life. You're offering somebody a chance that they're not going to get, at work. They're not going to get from any other source. Okay, once you know that, you're going to be able to speak with confidence and with power. And I love this quote. And the quote says, "The person who walks into the room with the bigger belief wins." Okay, and that's why it's important that you have the confidence and you know really what you have in your hands and what you're offering people. If people can see that and they can feel that, okay, once again, you're going to have people that want to follow you. So the person that walks into the room with the bigger belief wins. Now, as you go out there and we're presenting, you're going to get some of the similar objections over and over again, and that's why we talked about understanding your roles and your realms of responsibility, realizing it and paying attention, because you're going to hear the same things over and over again, the same common objections. Now, objections are good. Don't be nervous about them. Don't be scared. And when I'm doing a presentation or I'm talking to somebody, And all I hear is, yeah, okay. And they just agree with me 100% the whole time. I kind of worry. Is this person going to sign up and quit as quick as they come? Is this person really paying attention? Do they understand and grasp what I'm talking about? Okay, so objections are good because it shows me that they're paying attention. It shows me that they're actually thinking about it and they're considering and seriously, contemplating what we're talking about. So an objection is actually a good thing. So that you shouldn't be nervous about them. In fact, the reason I love an objection is it lets us know where the person's truly at. What's their holdup? What are some of the things that we need to overcome to get them to the next point? I would rather know than not know. So don't be afraid of objections. Objections, welcome them. Concerns, objections, they're just going to get us to that end result. And you're going to find that people that have concerns and objections that you can overcome, these are people that are going to be serious players in your business. All right? So anytime that I get an objection, there's usually 3 responses that you can do for any type of rejection or concern. If somebody were to say to me, Byron, it's too expensive, I'm going to say, how do you mean exactly? Obviously you have a good reason for saying that. Do you mind if I ask what it is? I want to make sure that these people are comparing apples to apples. Because, they might be comparing what we have here to Centrum. Okay, maybe what we have to a product that really doesn't have a lot of vitamins, nutrients, minerals, is not absorbable, is not natural. Okay, but you got to make sure that we're comparing things, apples to apples and not apples to oranges. So I want to know why they're saying that. If somebody says, Byron, I just don't have time. I like what you have to say, but I just don't have time. I'm going to say, oh, how do you mean exactly? Obviously you have a good reason for saying that. Do you mind if I ask what it is? And they'll say, well, I work all day, and then when I get home, I got the kids and their activities, and we don't even have time to eat. We're so busy with what we're doing that we can't really even sit down as a family to eat. I just don't know when I would find some time to do this. And the next thing that you're going to say is, I know that this is a common thing that's been talked about for decades, the feel, felt, found, but guys, it's powerful. And I'm going to say, you know what? I understand how you feel. I've got a lot of people on my team that felt the same way. Now, this is where the third-party validation that we keep talking about can come into play. If I have somebody else on my team that has been in a similar situation, I'm going to use them. If there's somebody else that I know that didn't have a lot of time, but they still made it work and it set them in a better situation, now is when I'm going to bring them into the picture. Okay, but if I can't get them on the phone, or if I don't have anybody right there that I could use, I'm just going to tell them about it. I know how you feel. I've actually had people on my team that have felt the same way, but here's what they found. It's not that it took more time. It's that they had to just change what they were doing with their time. So instead of driving home and listening to the radio, what they did is when they drove home, they would make phone calls. They would use the pre-recorded messages that are going to come out. They would, instead of watching that TV show that they watch every week, that's when they chose to come to the meeting or get on the webinar. So it's not that it took any more time. They were just more efficient with their time. And because they did that, they were able to create an income stream that allowed them to have more time with their family and actually sit down and have dinner together like you're talking about. So some of the key reasons that you want to use this is because, one, it's third person. It's not me attacking you. If you say something like, you know what, here's what I think, is you just need to spend your time better. Okay, they can get on more of the defensive side of things because it's almost like you're attacking them. If you do it from a third person, or we use third-party validation, once again, it's neutral. And if it's neutral and they don't feel like they're being attacked, okay, they're going to have their guard down. And when they have their guard down, they're open to things. That's why we need to use the third party or third person. You want to talk about somebody else and how it helped them and how it benefited them. Another thing that you notice that you can do with this situation is you can turn a negative into a positive. Okay, they said that the reason that they couldn't do it is because they didn't have time. When what we did is we flipped that around and we showed them that this is what it was going to allow them to do, is have more time. have more quality time. So you want to be able to flip those around and show them how a negative can turn into a positive for them. You know, so these are the three responses that you can use for any objection. Any objection. Okay, you want them to explain what they mean exactly, and ask them, you know, if you mind, what it is, the reason for them saying that, because they wouldn't say it if there wasn't a reason. And then you want to give them an example on somebody else that was in that same situation, but they overcame it and it became a benefit or a positive thing to them. All right. Now, as I stated at the very beginning, okay, the person that walks into the room with more belief wins. People want to follow people who know where they're going. It's hard for people to want to follow you if you're not confident and you don't know where you're going yourself. So that's why it's really important that they see that you know what you're talking about and you're confident in what you're talking about. Sometimes people ask me, you know, Byron, when you go overseas, and let's say I go to Hungary or different things, I can speak a little Hungarian. I'm not the best speaker, but I can speak a little Hungarian. People say, Byron, why don't you speak Hungarian on stage in front of everybody? Now, I'll say a few things, but there's a couple reasons why I don't. One, I don't want the inability for me to search for a word, and maybe my lack of confidence in my speaking to come across as I'm not confident in the opportunity, and I'm not confident in what I'm talking about. Okay, I want people to know I'm confident in what I'm talking about. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why I do what I do that way. For me, you know, hopefully there's a day where I'm a lot more confident in my speaking ability, and that won't be the case. But I don't want them to have any doubt that I know what I'm talking about and I know where I'm going. Okay, and that can come across in any language, guys. Like I said, like we've said in some of the other presentations, you know, what you say is not as important as how you say it. People want to follow somebody who knows where they're going. Okay, they just do. And so you got to give them that person and that confidence, or be that person and give them that confidence that, you know what, I'm going to the moon and I'm making this thing big, and I'm going to do it with or without you. If you have that attitude, you know what? You're already a black rain diamond in this company. It's just a matter of time. You just got to go through the motions long enough to get you to that point. But when you have that belief and that confidence, you're already there. You know, the number one person that you need to sponsor in this business is you. And once you're sponsored yourself, guys, and you know where you're going and you're confident in what this is and the ability, like I said, you're there. So key components of overcoming objections and concerns is having that confidence in what you're talking about and in our opportunity. So one of the things that I never do is I don't ever want to argue price. You know, people will say, well, compared to this, maybe you're cheaper or more expensive or this or that. Price is never really the issue, because price is really only a perception of perceived value. You know, and if somebody is saying that something's too expensive, I know that I've just not done a good enough job of explaining the value of what we have here. Because people buy what they want, not what they need. Case in point, we just had the holiday season, Christmas, and all the, you know, the holidays. People spent a lot of money on things that they wanted, or they thought people wanted, not what they needed. Not a lot of money was spent on what people needed. It was spent on what people want. You know, when somebody that says, Byron, you know, I just don't have the money, that same person, if I said, I have a brand new Mercedes out front, brand new, okay, and if you can get me $1,000 cash in 2 hours, it's yours. Okay, even though this person didn't have money, I guarantee you they'd find $1,000 and give it to me within 2 hours. Why? Because the perceived value of that car, it's worth way more than $1,000 in their mind. And because of that, money's not an issue. Okay, so anytime somebody is telling you that something's expensive, okay, just realize that it's not actually the product that's expensive. We haven't done a good enough job of creating that value in their mind. Because if that value is there, then when I get done saying, if I do a great presentation and they see that, guys, we're just starting North America. Okay, we're focused on seeds. We've got a formula that nobody's got. We're doing things like nobody else is doing. I could say it's $10,000 and hopefully they'll want to do it. Not that it is $10,000, but if I created the value, it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so never argue price. Okay, because that's not the issue, and if you can realize that and understand that, then all we got to do is work on ourselves and understanding the people that we're talking better to create that value. Because they'll buy, like I said, if the value is there in their minds. They'll make it happen. All right? So if we want to become professionals and we want to go into these situations prepared, there's some things that I call mini goals right here, and this is by Kevin Hogan. It's called outcome-based thinking. Now, this is something that I like to go over in my mind anytime I go into a situation, just so that you're prepared. You're going into a situation, you've got people that you're going to be talking to, maybe for your prospect or prospects for your people, and you need, once again, they've made the effort to talk to the people, they've made the effort to put them in front of you. We need to be prepared as best we can. So here's some questions that if you ask yourself before you go into a situation, you are going to be more prepared to go out there and make things happen. The first thing is, what do you want out of the process? What do I want out of the process? What's my goal? If I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish, then I'm not going to probably come away with what I could. Okay, so know what you want. Here's what I want. I want to be able to share the opportunity with power and conviction, and I want them to be able to see what I see and convey that as good as I can. And the least what I want out of the process is I want to make sure that I've done my job. What does the other person want? Excuse me. Well, they don't want to feel like they're getting sold. Nobody wants to feel like they're getting taken advantage. Put yourself in their shoes. What does the other person want? They want something that's going to benefit their lives. Okay? I want to be able to convey that in a way that it's a benefit to them. What does the other person want? The next thing that you need to ask yourself is, what is the least I will accept out of the process? So when I walk away from this situation, what is the least I'm going to accept? Well, the least I'm going to accept is, whether they like the opportunity or not, I want them to have a good feeling about Rain International, about me. I want them to feel good about who I am as a person, because whether they realize it or not, if they leave and they think, that guy was a good guy. All it's going to do, that's one of the things that I want. Another thing, the least that I'm going to accept out of the process. Sorry, I've been talking all day with all these webinars and different things, so about now my voice is about shot, so I apologize if I cough a couple times, losing my voice. But another thing, least that I'm going to accept out of the process, guys, they're going to at least be a customer. They at least need to try the product, and I at least need to get a couple referrals out of them. If this isn't something for them, there's got to be enough. They got to know somebody who could be a benefit to what we're offering here, and they should at least try the product because it's powerful. Okay, but if I go into a situation knowing that that's the least that I'm going to accept out of it, I still came away with something, and it wasn't a waste of time. Another thing that you need to know and talk about in your mind and be prepared for is, what problems could arise? What are the problems? Are they going to say, I need to talk to my spouse? Are they going to say, I don't have time or I don't have money? Are they going to say, I've tried network marketing before and it didn't work? Okay, what problems could arise? Be prepared. Know beforehand so that you're not blindsided and you're prepared. And then here's the next thing. How can you deal with each of these problems? And if possible, turn it into a benefit for the person. Whether it's the time scenario and show them that it's a benefit, whether it's a money scenario, and they don't have enough money, but we can show them how this opportunity can put them in a situation where they're not worried about money anymore. How can we turn it into a benefit for the person? It's all about the person. What does the other person want? Okay, and then how are you going to bring the process to a conclusion? This is, like I said, this is where a lot of people, I think, have problems and get in trouble, is because they're not prepared for this. They don't know. They can take it down the road so far, but they don't know how to tie it down. They don't know how to finish it off. They don't know how to commit somebody, and so they leave it open-ended. So you got all these things and all this time wasted, and there's certain things that could be done so that you don't waste their time or you don't waste yours. So what I'm going to talk about next are some things that you can do to help bring something to a conclusion when you're done with the process. And I'm not going over these things because I'm trying to teach you how to manipulate people or get them to do something that they don't want to do or anything like that. I'm talking about getting to a decision, whether it's a yes or a no. Okay, just getting to that decision and not wasting time, because people will waste your time. Nobody likes to say no. So they'll string you along and they'll string you along and they'll waste your time, and then you know, you'll find out later down the road that they either don't answer your phone calls anymore, and you just wasted 4 weeks. Okay, I don't have 4 weeks to waste. I don't think you have 4 weeks to waste. None of us do. And it's all about our posture. And if they see that, and they see that we're not just going to be strung along either, guys, once again, that's leadership. That's leadership. That's showing somebody that we know what we want, we know what we're after, and we're going to go get it. All right? So here's some things. Now this, right? So here's some things. Now this, you know, I've been doing this for a while. Out of everything that I've done, and maybe I'm biased, but guys, you know that I'm here and I'm in the position that I'm in because I believe in this thing from day one. I love this opportunity. I know what it's capable of doing, and I know what we're going to be. I don't understand why anybody wouldn't want to do this. I don't get that. So when I go into a situation, I go in thinking they're going to do it, you know, and I assume that they're going to do it. So, you know, there's 3 types of people, and I let people kind of choose and let me know who they are. We got the small business builder, which means they want to do it kind of part-time and make a little bit of money on the side. You know, help pay for some groceries, which can change some people's lives. You know, pay that car payment. You know, be able to just have that little additional income. You got the big business builder. This is the person that wants to replace their income. That like is sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, that wants 2012 to be their breakout year. They want things to change. That's the big business builder. And then you've got somebody that's just going to be a customer. Okay, they're going to do one of these things, and then obviously, you know, you'll see later that we can always ask for referrals. Okay, no matter what. But you know, I just assume that they're going to do it, and so I do more of what's called just kind of a directive close, which is just like I said, we finished the presentation, and I just assume they're signing up. Why wouldn't they want to? I mean, this thing is amazing, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask them, does everything make sense so far? Okay. If they say yes, I say, do you have any questions? And even then, sometimes I'll just say, all right, well, if you don't have any questions, here's the next step. All we need to do is we just need to get your information so we can put you in the system and get your back office set up. You know, and all I want to know is, do you want to make a little or a lot of money with the company? I want to make a lot. Okay. Well, if you want to make a lot, the best option for you is going to be the 3BC, because you got 3 positions long term. This is going to be the best scenario for you. And so, you know, I just need to know, do you want to, you know, use a credit card or another method of payment? And that's all I do. And then I start filling out the application or grabbing their information. That's what I do. Now, if they have an objection, by me being direct, it's going to bring it out, you know, which I want to. You know, so if they have something that's holding them back or making them nervous, now they're going to say, well, wait, you know, I actually, you know, I really want to understand the compensation plan a little bit more. And, you know, I want this to come out. If they don't have any objections, and, you know, they'll sign up and we'll get them going. And you know, once again, show that leadership. Show that we know where we're going and what we're doing. And we're here to help them. Okay, but if they do have an objection, then I use another technique that I love, and it's called the just suppose close, or, you know, to be able to tie that commitment down. So if somebody says, you know, Byron, I just need to understand the compensation plan a little bit better. I say, well, great. No, it makes sense. I want you to feel comfortable with everything. If you're going to do this, I want you to do it, you know, and really do it. So let's make sure you're feeling comfortable with it and confident with things. You know, besides the compensation plan, is there anything else that's holding you back from doing this now? I'm going to be direct and ask them. And if they say, yeah, well, I need to talk to my spouse, I'm going to say, okay, well, besides that, is there anything else that's holding you back from doing it now? I'm going to keep saying that until there's nothing else. So let's say they just say, you know, I just need to understand the compensation plan. I'm going to say, well, besides that, is there anything else that's holding you back from doing it now? And they say, no, that's it. Then I'm going to say, well, let's just suppose that, I explain the compensation plan and you understand it, you see the benefits of it, you love it. Would you do it? See, because now I'm committing them. Okay, I'm going to get a commitment out of them. And if they say, yeah, if I understand the compensation plan, I'm going to do this. See, now I know what I need to do to help them to be able to move forward. And if we don't do this, guys, what's going to happen is people are going to waste our time. If somebody just says, "Oh, I just need to understand the compensation plan better," we're like, "Oh, okay," and we don't tie it down. We don't commit them, like I just talked about. A lot of times, what will happen is, okay, let's set up a time. Here's some information on the compensation plan, and we go through the compensation plan, and then they say, well, I want to try the product. Okay, well, let's learn more about the product, and we give them all the information about the product, and they say, no, but I want to try it. Oh, okay. Then we get them some product, and then it's, oh, I need to talk to my spouse. And then before you know it, 4 weeks have gone by, like I talked about, then they won't answer your phone anymore. And you just wasted 4 weeks. Okay, and they just strung you out because they didn't have the guts to tell you no. And I don't care. Tell me no. I would rather know if it's a no than somebody waste my time. So I want to know that, hey, if I do this and I do this, will you do it? If that is really your concern, will you do it? And sometimes if I don't know them, I'll even say, now you say you need to talk to your spouse. Now, are you saying that because you really don't know how to tell me no, or do you really need to talk to your spouse? And if they say, no, I really need to talk to my spouse, I say, okay, well, let's do this then. Have you ever, brought something up to your spouse before, and they basically just shot bullet holes through it and tore it to shreds? And they're like, yeah, that's happened before. So, well, you've heard this opportunity one time, so here's what we need to do. You don't know it well enough to explain it. I don't want your spouse shooting holes through it. So we need to set up a time where we can sit down and show your spouse what's going on and actually show them the full picture here. And then set that up. And if your spouse is behind this and likes it, is this something that you will do? That you'd want to do and join us? Absolutely. Okay, now you know, guys. Now we're moving towards something. Okay, we're progressing. And as long as we're progressing, I'll move forward. I'll take all the time that they need to get where somebody might not need anything. They're ready to go. Other people might need more information to feel more comfortable. There's nothing wrong with that if it's legitimate and they're not wasting our time. Okay, if it's legitimate, then you know what? I'll spend as much time to get somebody where they need to get to feel comfortable. If we're moving in a forward direction, I know it's going to get us somewhere. Right? So let's just suppose, and a lot of times too, I do this with big leaders. Sometimes people so, I got this big leader you need to talk to. They're in another company and da-da-da-da-da. Maybe they're not even interested. Maybe they love where they're at. So a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll get on. I say, well, let's get on the phone with them. And I'll talk to them and I'll ask them how they're doing and what the company that they're with and talk to them a little bit about it. And I just say, then I'll just say, because I don't want to be confrontational, but I use this a lot. I say, Sam, this is an amazing opportunity. I love what I'm doing. It sounds like you're passionate about what you're doing. But let's just suppose that the product that we're dealing with really is better. I'm not saying it is. Let's just suppose it is. And let's just suppose this compensation plan truly is amazing and it can benefit more people on your team. Let's just suppose that's the case. If that really were the case, would you be open to switching and changing? And if they say yes, then you know what? Okay. Then let's go down that road. If they say no, you know what? We just saved ourselves hours of driving through town to meet each other to find out that we're both just loyal to what we're doing. Okay, that's one of the reasons why I love this just suppose, because you can be non-confrontational. I'm not saying my product's better than yours. My dad can beat up your dad. I'm saying, let's say my product. Let's just suppose that this product really was, the cat's meow. This thing is amazing. Would you be open? Okay, powerful thing. I love this, the just suppose. Okay, because like I said, it's non-confrontational. It can get us to that end result where we need to be. We can commit people without really, overcoming the concern or the objection fully yet. So I tell people this all the time. that you got to follow up. If you've met with somebody and you know you do need to do this, meet with the spouse, or you do need to sit down and you can't do it then, you need to do it within 48 hours, and you need to make sure that you don't leave one exposure or one meeting open-ended without planning and setting up another time to meet again. You can't do that. Okay, if not, once again, you're wasting your time. And even though it might be exciting, and you're like, you know, I can't tell you how many times I've had people say, oh yeah, Byron, they came to this presentation, oh they're in, oh they want to do it. I'm like, awesome, well great, well, you know what? They're not in until they're in. You know, they're not in. Don't tell me somebody's in unless they're in, because you know what excites them today, a week from today, they might not even remember what they did last week when they came to the presentation. Life's busy. Life's busy. If we're not following up and we're not doing, and we're leaving things open-ended, guys, it's not nothing. They're not in, you know, until they're in. And so we need to make sure that, like I said, we're moving forward. It's almost kind of like the dating process. You're either moving forward or you're not. You're either moving towards something or you're not. It's the same thing here, and on the aspects of bringing people and team members into our business, and finding those people that are serious about this opportunity. And we need serious people. Right now, with the opportunity that we have, as we don't have time to mess around. We really don't. Okay? So I love to tell people this. I like no's. I really do. Because I'd rather know if it's a no. It doesn't hurt me. You know? You have to get in the no's to get to the yeses. And they don't really hurt that bad. You know, I had a friend of mine that was a very successful network marketer, and they figured out, you know, they're a 7-figure-a-year earner, and they figured out that over all the years, they calculated that every single no that they got has equaled at least $5,000 to them, you know, over time. Now, $5,000, okay, you can punch me in the stomach as hard as you want if you'll give me $5,000. I'll just sit there and take it. $5,000, punch me in the stomach, hard as you want. You know, okay, a no is not going to hurt that bad. Okay, and if he's been able to equate every no to $5,000, man. I mean, and once again, he's a millionaire. But what if it was even $500? What if it was even $100 for every no? Okay, I like no's. I like yeses even better, obviously. I'm excited when people join my team, and but here's the thing: maybes waste everybody's time. I like no's. I like yeses even better, but it's the maybes that waste everyone's time. All right, and when I first got into this business, you know, we kind of go through the ease and flows, and we get excited. You know, when I would hear a no, I'd kind of be sad, especially if it was a family member or a friend or somebody that I just thought would be so good for them, it'd be so perfect for them, and they need it so bad, and I wanted it for them more than they wanted it for themselves. You know, and so sometimes I get discouraged when I heard the no's, and then when I got a yes, I'd get so excited. I was like on the high end. Oh, I was so excited, I got a yes. But you know, over the years of doing this, I'm more even kill. You know, I just do what I do. Okay, no's okay, yeses okay. I just move forward, boom, boom. I do what I do, and I know what the end result's going to end up being for me and for them. And we can lead and show people. Of course, I get excited when people join, and of course, I get excited when they see success. But I just know I'm just more even kill. I just do it. The no's don't affect me as much, and the yeses don't affect me as much either. I just do it. Okay, but the maybes, guys, they waste everybody's time. So if somebody does tell you no, here's something that I do that you can use to keep the door open. You never want to shut that door totally. You always want to keep that door open so that you have a reason to go and talk to them in the future. And so what I'll do is if somebody says, you know, Byron, it's really not for me, or I'm not interested at the moment, or the timing's off, or whatever reason they give me, I'm going to say, you know what, that's fine. Like I said, what's my main goal? No matter what, I want people to leave feeling good about me and feeling good about Ray International. That's what I want them feeling good about, because they're going to remember that feeling later, you know. And that's, I mean, like I tell people all the time, it takes a lifetime to create a friendship, and it takes a minute to lose one. It's not worth it. It's never worth it. This is just business. You know, I'm not going to make someone feel dumb. or stupid for not doing what we're doing. I'm not going to do that. Okay, like I said, these are people that I care about, and they can feel that. And even if they say no, I want them to leave knowing that they had a good experience, chat with me. But here's what I say. Okay, if this thing continues to take off like it's predicted to, and it continues to explode, is it all right if I tap you on the shoulder or contact you in the future to let you know how it's going? Now, what are people going to say? Now, if they just told you no because they're not interested, no one likes to say no. They probably feel bad, and it's just, of course they're going to say, yeah, for sure. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how it's going in the future. Okay, so now I have permission to contact them in the future. Okay, and when I call them in the future, they're not going to say, hey, Byron, we already met about this, and I already told you I wasn't interested. I can say, do you know what, Susie? I asked you if this thing continues to take off, it was okay if I contact you, let you know how it's going. If this thing is exploding, we're opening a new market. I mean, you seriously need to take another look at this thing, because what's happening right now is exactly what I thought was going to happen. But now, once again, I can drip on them, or I can contact them again, and it's not awkward because that door has been left open. I haven't burnt a bridge. So you want to do this in your business with the people that you're talking to that tell you no, because what no's mean is usually no, not now. Things change. People's mindsets change. People's situations change. And somebody that might not have been open a couple months ago may be open today because some factors in their life have changed. And they're realizing that they need to make a change if they want things to be different. All right? So you got to realize that everybody's not going to get it, and everybody's not going to do it, and that's just fine. We don't need everybody. So realize that not everybody is going to see it, and that's okay. We don't need everybody. You only need a few people. And the thing that I love about this is one person can change your business. One person can take your business to a whole new level. You are one person away from your business totally exploding. One person can do that for you in your team. And you're always that one person away. So we don't need everybody. I mean, we have billions of people on this planet. We have a global opportunity, and you need what? 7 key leaders to be able to make this thing go and hit the top level of the company. It can be done. For those people that believe and those people that do pay the price and are willing to just do it. Hey, I know you can see success in this. I know. Because the odds are in your favor when you put them in your favor and you go out there and do something. The only factor is you. Are you going to go out there and do something about it? Are we going to go out there and make the situation? If the situation isn't perfect or isn't what you want it to be, go change it. Go make it different. What can you do to make it different and make that change? Okay, because a lot of times it's just us and our mindset. And once we change our mindset, and if I don't like the scenario, do it. I mean, did we like the scenario? Did I like the scenario a year ago with what was taking place with nutrition? Absolutely not. What did we do? We changed it. Okay, and we're in a better place because of it, guys. We really are. And so, we can go out there and make it happen. So, guys, this is the year. We need to take advantage of it, and it's up to us. And so hopefully some of these things that I talked about tonight will help you be prepared, will help you go into a situation and be able to know how to overcome some objections a little bit better and handle those concerns and commit people, guys. We got to tie things down. You got to make sure that you're not wasting time. None of us have the time to waste. The time is too precious. We can't get it back. It's like I said, it's our most valuable commodity, and we need to spend it wisely. So we need to make sure that we're being more effective with our time, and these are some things that I know that can help you in your business do just that. So next week we're going to talk about another topic that's just once again going to help you benefit the people in your business as well as your businesses as you expand your business and help people on your team expand theirs. But there's going to be a lot of fast, exciting things happening, I know, in the North America market. I mean, I've been getting, I've been putting some things out there over the holidays, talking, and I'm getting quite the response back from people, and I'm really excited about the types of people that are interested in what we're about and what we have to offer. And like I said, there's no reason that this isn't going to be our best month ever, and next month's going to be our best month ever, and the month after that's going to be our best month ever, and we're moving forward. And so, guys, the opportunity's here. It's now. Let's go out there and get it. So thanks again, and I wish everybody an amazing week. I wish you an amazing year. And guys, give me a reason to come out there to your city. Let's get people. If we need to do launch calls, let's do them. If we need to, let's get 50 people in a room so I can come out there. We can blow this thing open for you and your markets. And I'm holding that. I'm no respecter of persons. If somebody will do their part, I promise I'll do mine. I'll do my part, and we'll do what we can to help continue to support you. The partnership that we have between the company and the distributor, guys, I want you to know we have your best interest in mind. We're not trying to take advantage. We're not trying to do. We need you to succeed. We want you to succeed, and the people that we have from a corporate standpoint as well are here because they believe. So, together we're going to be able to go do some amazing things. So, I wish you guys an amazing week. Like I said, an amazing year. And this is Byron Belka signing off from Spanish Fork, Utah. And we're going to go out there and change the world one person at a time, starting with ourselves. So we've got some amazing things to tell people. This is an amazing product, amazing opportunity. So we'll see you at the top, and hopefully, like I always say, we'll be hanging out on the beaches of the world pretty soon together. Have a good night, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you soon. All right, take care. Thanks for getting on.